I'm gonna go over 3 tips for you to dominate in College Football 25, day 1 of release. Let's get into it. The first tip we're gonna go over is quick adjustments on the defensive side of the ball. Quick adjustments will allow you to make adjustments quicker while not having to go to each player individually to change their assignment. So you can stay on your user, and I'm on the linebacker right now. This is the player I want to user, and I can press Y or triangle, and then Y again. You'll see that on the bottom right it says quick adjust, and then you have the option to select a defender in the secondary. And if I click A, I will have different assignments for that slot defender. But if I click on, let's say I do a quick adjustment for RB, one of the safeties, it'll be different because they're different positions. So what I can do is double tap Y or triangle, then I want to pick A for that slot defender, and if I want to put them in a hard flat, I just go to the left with the left stick, and now he's in a hard flat. If I want to change the outside corner on the right, I double tap Y, I'll press B, and if I want to change him to, let's say, a deep half, I click right on the right stick, and now he's a deep half. So double tapping Y or triangle is how you quick adjust your secondary. But what about your linebackers and defensive line? So to quick adjust your linebackers, all you have to do is double tap right on the D-pad. Then you're gonna see we have 2 linebackers, so we can quick adjust these 2 linebackers individually. So if I wanna adjust X, that left linebacker, I would click X, and then I have all these adjustments. If I wanna put him in a hard flat, I'll go right on the right stick, and now we have him on a hard flat. You can put him even in a middle third, you can put him in a man assignment. It really just depends on what you want to do, but that is how you quick adjust your linebackers. But what about the defensive line? To quick adjust your defensive line, all you need to do is double tap left on the D-pad, and you're gonna see we have 3 of those players with the icons over them, and you can click any one of them. So let's say I want to click Karlaftis, so I pick A. Then there's a bunch of options that come up. I might want to put him in a bluff blitz, and now he's in coverage. Maybe I want to put him back in a blitz, I'll just do that by double tapping left on the D-pad and then down with the right stick. So you can do a bunch of different things, but that is how you quick adjust your secondary, your linebackers, and defensive line. If you get good at quick adjusting, you will be able to make adjustments in a snap. It's super quick. That's what a lot of great players do, and that's how you're able to get off a lot of great adjustments before your opponent snaps the ball. For the second tip, we're gonna go over how you can defend corner routes. Knowing how to defend corner routes is extremely important because corner routes have been an integral part of offenses in every football video game, and it will most likely be the same in College Football 25. The reason corner routes are used in almost every scheme is because they're great at beating zone defense and man defense. So since corner routes are pivotal to have in your offense, you need to know how to defend them. So what you're going to see here is that I have a flood concept on the right side with a corner route, and on defense I'm running cover 4 drop. And what you're going to see, let's say I press my defense, which a lot of people do, you're going to see that this corner route, even against a cover 4 drop, is wide open on the sidelines. Now, that happens to a lot of people, and a lot of people rage, are like, dude, this guy's just running corner routes all game, I don't know what to do. Well, I'm going to show you a couple different ways to stop it. One way to defend a corner route is to user the route. Now, I'm going to set up another flood concept with a corner route. And if you know that your opponent will be running a corner route to the right side, or maybe you're just going to be guessing on what side your opponent is going to be running the corner route to, I want you to use the linebacker on the side that you think the corner will be running to. What you'll see, as soon as the ball is snapped, you're just going to run with the corner, and you're going to see that it's very bad because you're using the route. That's one thing that not many people do, and it's one of the most simple ways to user and defend the corner route. Now, what's another way that you could defend the corner route? We're gonna set up another flood concept with the corner, and another way is manning up the receiver. So we're gonna use quick adjustment. So let's say we're gonna be using the other linebacker. So we're gonna go and quick adjust the linebacker and man him up on the corner route. So what we're gonna do is double tap right on the D-pad, and then we're gonna press A, then we're gonna flick up on the right stick, then we're going to man him up on RB because we think that guy will be running the corner. Now, it also depends on how good that linebacker is at, man coverage, how fast he is, but it's still a good way to mix up your defense and defend the corner. So when I snap the ball, you're going to see that linebacker is running with that corner, and he defends it pretty well. Again, 2 controllers, but that is very good defense. Now I'm going to show you 2 advanced ways that you can defend the corner that not many people do, but it's pretty simple to actually adjust. So you see on the right side, we still have that flood concept. But on defense this time, what you're going to do is put that outside corner on a cloud flat. Cloud flats defend, 10 to 15 yards past the line of scrimmage. But to make sure he gets to that depth, we're actually going to back him up individually by pressing Y, A, then clicking B, because that receiver is the furthest to the outside, and our corner is also furthest to the outside. So we're going to click B, then we're going to go back off, which is I'm going to be clicking the left stick up. And you'll see he's up. Now he's a backed up cloud flat, and he will now be defending 10 to 15 yards down the field. So what you're going to see when I snap the ball, I'm going to throw it to the corner, and he's right there. He can make a play on it, but he drops it because, well, we all know defense isn't the best in Madden. But cloud flats do a great job of defending the corner routes, especially shorter corner routes. They could struggle with deeper corner routes, but that's why I'm going to show you another way to defend the deeper corners right now. So we're in the play calling menu right now, and we're going to go to coaching adjustments, and then we're going to go to zone drops, and we're going to put flats on 30 yards. Then we're going to put curl flats on 5. And then we can really pick any play that we want. For this, we're actually going to pick cover 2 sink linebacker blitz. Doesn't really matter. And you'll see that we have that same route concept on the right side, the flood concept. What you'll see is that these soft squats, so anything with a light blue, they will be dropping back to 30 yards because we put the zone drops for flats on 30 yards. So since we have those flats on 30 yards, so they'll be dropping way back over here, we have nobody to defend this flat area. So what we're gonna do is actually put this guy on a curl flat, because we put the curl flats on 5 yards. And right here, we have a double Mabel on the right side. If you haven't played football video games in a while, double Mabel is a great defense to defend the sidelines, specifically corner routes. And if we know that the corner route will be going to the right side, we can now set up our defense on the backside, so we can put, this safety in a middle third, we can put that outside guy in a deep third, and then maybe we want to put that guy in a curl flat, and we can use this guy for the middle of the field. But what you're going to see is, the whole point of this is that corner route will be running right into our 30-yard flat, and you're going to see, once again, very good defense by Sean Murphy-Bunting, a pick. And those corner routes will be completely guarded. For the third tip, we're going to go over how you can beat zone defense. Now you may be asking, yo bro, why are you showing me how to beat zone defense in a game that hasn't even been released yet? Well, I have a great explanation. In every football game, pretty much throughout since it's been created, the concepts on how to beat zone defense stays the exact same. So I'm going to show you the basic concepts on how to beat zone defense because they're going to translate to NCAA 25, NCAA 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, and so on. So to get started, I'm going to talk about pull routes. So the basic fundamental concept on how to beat zone defense is through pull routes or something called clear routes. Clear routes or pull routes space out the field for other complementary routes to get open. And a great example of this is the flood concept. So like I showed before, the flood concept is a streak, a corner, and a flat. The reason this is called a flood concept is because it floods one side of the field, which makes it very deadly against zone defense because there's not enough zones to defend all of these routes on one side, unless your opponent is in a certain defense that's defending that sideline very well. A very good way to defend this would be the specific defenses that I showed you for the second tip on how to defend corner routes. But if your opponent doesn't know how to defend corner routes and it's just in a regular zone defense, you're going to see that this corner is open every single time on the sidelines. But there's a major reason on why that is, so we're going to go to the instant replay. What you're going to see is that this streak is considered the pull route because it's pulling all of these deep zones back. You see that all of these guys, all of these deep zones, the blue zones, are running back. This clears all of this space to be wide open for the corner. What you'll also see is that this defender right here has to pick between the flat route or the corner. And if he stays right in the middle like he did, you can really pass it to either the flat or the corner, whatever one you want, specifically the corner because it's more yards. But if he stays in the middle, then you can have an easy pass on the sidelines. So most of the time, clear out routes are streaks. So what if I did a clear out on the left side and then put RB on a crossing route and then put the running back on a flat? So this is a perfect example of using that left side streak to clear out space for that crosser. So you're gonna see that vertical is pulling the deep blues back to create open space for the crosser to be wide open. So we're gonna go to the instant replay here, and I wanna show you how this works. You're gonna see that this flat pulls down the flat zone. You're gonna see that the streak pulls the deep zones up the field, and it creates a ton of open grass for this crosser. And I have a bonus tip for you, and it's how to beat man defense. Now, we don't know exactly how man defense is going to play in NCAA, but there are some basic routes that usually do a great job of beating man defense in every football video game. So routes like corners, posts, slants, and zigs do a great job of creating space. So using these routes against man coverage at the start of NCAA is the first thing that you should do to test what works best. Now, if you'll be playing Madden as well, I have a channel with over 15,000 subscribers where I post schemes, tips, tricks, everything that you need to become a great Madden player. So I'll link that in the description. Make sure you subscribe because I have a lot of things coming for that this year as well. If this video helped you out at all, let me know in the comments and make sure to give it a like and subscribe because I got a lot of great things coming for NCAA. I'll see you next time.